Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the e-commerce lab by Ecomcy, the place of everything related to Amazon FBA private label and e-commerce. My name is Vincenzo Toscano, founder and CEO of Ecomcy, and today we bring you another two special guests. Their names are Anna and Oxana, both from ScaleJet, which is an amazing company when it comes to finding eight players for your Amazon business, which is actually going to be today's topic. We're going to be talking about how to find the right eight players for Amazon business, and we know that this is super important nowadays, especially when people is looking to scale their Amazon business to the next stage. And I think it's going to be an interesting episode today because we're going to be talking about how the whole journey goes about finding these people, how the whole hiring process works like, and what are the benefits of having eight players into your business to scale it. So yeah, it's a pleasure to have both of you, Anna and Oksana. How you both doing today? Everything good?
Hi, Vincenzo. Hi, everyone. Yeah, it's a
It's a
pleasure
pleasure.
to
Hi,
join you.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you both here. I think once we had the meeting, I think a couple of weeks back, and after seeing your portfolio and what you guys are doing in the space, I found it super interesting, especially because I usually have, weekly meetings with founders, entrepreneurs that they're always struggling to scale their business. When I found out about what your company does and how you can actually help people find the right people for their business, it was definitely something very interesting for me because I mean, we all know we cannot do everything within our business, and I think that's a mistake that a lot of people do. Like they think that they are the only people that actually can do everything within their business, and they don't want to usually hire or expand their team. And that's actually something that we're going to be speaking today about why it's so important when it comes to being, able to delegate tasks, because I think that's usually the only way you can really bring your business to the next phase, right? However, before we jump into that, I think I briefly want to start with an intro from both of you. I just want my audience to learn more about Anna and Oksana, and basically what you guys do within the ScaleJet team, and then we can jump into today's topic. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Nice.
Good.
um, Probably let me start. Oksana, please feel free to jump in. So we with Oksana have been in the commerce field for many, many years. So basically from 2016, we've been working in really big brands, Amazon selling brands mostly, and basically building operations and teams from scratch. So with that unique experience, we came to the understanding that this service it's super demanded on the market. So
Hmm.
it's very much needed between the entrepreneurs, the starting entrepreneurs who don't really have the understanding of how to build their teams, how to really define who to hire, when to hire, and so on.
Yeah.
So basically, how to build the hiring strategy and how to fulfill it. So yeah, this is how the ScaleJet was born, and we are happy to have helped many companies already, e-commerce brands,
Yeah.
e-commerce agencies. So this is in a nut about what we do. Oksana, maybe you'd like to jump in here. Add
Uh,
anything?
I think you nailed it in a way. So I wanted just to add that it really is important to understand what you mentioned, Vincenzo, that great businesses are built by great people. And
mhm.
you can only scale if you properly delegate, that you build your teams properly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have multiple employees or multiple team members, but it doesn't mean that you're doing the right job there, because it all goes about distributing the role, understanding Amazon business in and out, to understand how this can be properly structured and what is the right time to start scaling, to start filling in positions rather
Hmm.
than just roles, right?
Yeah.
Understand the accountability on each department of this, like, quite a disruptive new interface. And that's our unique ability. We understand the business and we can match those talents as if we were hiring them for our own.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's super important because I also agree with you that when it comes to hiring, I see this mistake so many times that people they hire for the sake of hiring, but they don't really know the roles that they need within their business or what kind of actually level of expertise they need. And then once they do it and they do it wrong, they think actually that's not the right route for them, and they go back and actually start doing again everything by themselves, and they get into that vicious cycle of not never scaling the business because they are not able to let go basically different tasks within their businesses and actually learning how to find those A players, which I think is actually a very tricky thing. And actually, most people don't even know what is an A player. So maybe we can start with that for kickstarting today's topic, which is what is actually an A player and how would you define that? Yeah.
Um, I mean, uh, for this question, I think the best answer is the A player is actually from the beginning someone who not only does the task but takes the accountability and
Yeah.
scales. Actually, this is all about ownership. This is
Hmm.
all about the match of skills, not only technical skills but also cultural match. So what makes an A player is that this person grows the company. It grows any area. They grow
Hmm.
any area they are in, and they can actually take the whole thing that is assigned and run with it. So it's like you give a key to a person, you go out, you come back, and you find it better when you left.
Yes. Yeah. Super important actually, because I also think usually those are the people that are gonna like to scale the business, because I feel like if you only focus on hiring people to keep doing what you're doing and don't take any initiative to improve your processes, so actually find new ways of doing things, you're just basically gonna be running in circles as you are doing in the first place. Maybe yourself are gonna buy more time for you, but if those new people you bring on board, they actually know finding new ways to scale the business together with your vision. Yes, there is no point, right? You need people that has that extra mile of thinking, right, than just being a copy paste kind of a thinking process, which is doesn't add any value in the long term. So fully agree. Yeah. Now, when it comes to having these A players into your business, right? Um, I mean, we already talked about why it's so important, because, of course, they allow you to not only do the tasks that you're struggling with when it comes to time management and be able to scale to the next phase, but it also comes down to actually understanding which are the areas where maybe you don't have the expertise, right? And I think that's where people struggle when it comes to defining an approach for searching for these new team members, right? Because you understand you need people, and you understand that maybe you're struggling with time, but most people don't understand what is the approach to find these A players, right? So maybe you can tell us, where should I start as a founder in my journey as an entrepreneur to start looking for these A players? Like, what is the first thing I should do to make the starting of this journey? Yeah.
So first, you would need to define who to hire, right? So
Mm-hmm.
before
Yeah.
start running, you
Yeah,
need
of
to
course.
on what's the finish line. So yeah, this is like the first and basically the most important part
Mm-hmm.
of the hiring process. You need to really understand who is that person and how do you do that. It's actually it's pretty simple. You know, the best things are always very simple. It's just that
Yeah.
you really need to embrace them and
Yeah.
just just do it. So when we're working like on shaping the
Mhm.
job, like the job for our clients, when we help people to define it for themselves, we always ask like the most important question: what are the 3 to 5 main goals for this person to achieve? What are the
Okay.
3 to 5 responsibilities that you would assign to them and you would expect them to really nail them?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go like to a list of that like 100 responsibilities at the same time. This is not a professional approach, and this way you won't find a professional. because professionals, they are also very in-depth people, so they like to really dig down
Mm-hmm.
and to get the essence of the processes. So this is how you basically start. You define who you need to hire. You also should consider the business goals when you are thinking
Mm.
about that. So not just some random 3 to 5
Yeah.
things like someone to start doing in your company.
For
uh,
sure.
Exactly. So that is always focused on business goals.
Mm-hmm.
So first is basically define the business goal, and then define the things that this person needs to do in order to make that happen.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I would just like to add on that. What
Mm-hmm.
we often see is that the main issue is firefighting, because
Okay.
normally ecom businesses grow faster than you can embrace it.
Yeah.
So what happens is that you have fires everywhere as an entrepreneur. So
Yeah.
your mind goes to firefighting. And this
Mm.
is the worst thing that you can do, just focus on firefighting. And sometimes we face that with our clients. uh, of course, there are different stages of business development, but it's all about that. Okay, I have this issue, this issue, this issue, these are my business goal. Then
Mm-hmm.
actually it's not. Think about what you really want to achieve within certain period of time, like half a year, 1 year, long-term planning, and then drop it down to milestone and see from the business perspective what is the skill that you're lacking, or is there anything that you are doing yourself but you cannot do anymore, you need to delegate. And that will help you to define these 3 to 5 most important things and focus on them. And when you're laser focused, you can find the person to help you with that, and you
Mm-hmm.
can help us or whoever is hiring for you to match, like find that amazing person who has this exact skill, already did this in the past, and can bring this knowledge to your team.
Yeah. Yeah, super important because going back to the goals, I also think that when it comes to doing this throughout the journey of finding these A players, if you only focus on, as you say, putting that off the fires and only the things that are happening right now as an issue, sometimes you're bringing the person to only focus on things that are gonna add you maybe value for the next few months, but it's realistically not adding value for the business as a whole to grow in the long term, which is gonna be the goals of the role itself. So I think that's another mistake I see a lot. Like people focus too much sometimes on the technicality of the role, right? What is the actual goal of the company long term, and how actually this person is going to integrate with my culture, which is another thing I feel people don't focus around, because culture is something very important and it's different from company to company. And maybe you can touch briefly on this, but if you bring the person with the wrong culture or mindset to the team, it can affect significantly the performance, right?
yes, that's the short answer.
Yeah. For sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
thing is that really like culture, company values, they exist for a reason.
Mm,
Because people with a similar vision and
mm,
approach to different things in life tend to understand much better, like the same people with the same
mhm,
things. And it's just simply very hard to have the common language and to even see with other people in different direction. So it's really communication is super important in any aspect of your life. Let it be personal life, let it be business life, like your
mm,
friendships. It's very very important to be on the same page with people around you. And when building a business, you also want to have people who share your values, who
mm.
are um, uh, helping your company grow based on those values as well. So it's not just the communication thing, it's also the fact that everything that is being built by these people, it's going to project your vision as of a founder of the company.
Yeah, super important. Now, it's shifting a little bit the focus. I'm still around the A players. I think another question that I get a lot, and maybe you can help me with this, is about where to focus when it comes to the location and the markets to find these A players talent. So maybe you can give us some insights about how do you even go about that? Like, do you have specific regions that you will focus depending on the role, or what are usually the tips you would advise when it comes to finding a remote role? Because again, you may have the person located in any country, and how do you make sure you find the right person, regardless of yeah, the physical location? Mhm.
I think we have so many opportunities now to not put these limitations in place.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is a simple answer. I would rather focus on, of course, there are certain limitations. It depends on the business setup. Some owners prefer their team all to work in one time zone, for example, or at least adopt to the main time zone. Because, of course, if you need to have a meeting, being it offline or online at night, it's not very
Yeah.
pleasant, and you're not super efficient at that time. But it really depends on the setup. So if you are setting your job within, like, your processes are so well set up that you don't need that overlap even, it can be all over the world. I mean, the most important thing here is, as Anna mentioned, culture, is that you are
Hmm.
on the same page, you share same values, and you are willing to contribute, and you are willing to adopt to each other. And I think we've been observing this for years already. Multicultural teams, they are so much more efficient because people are bringing their um, culture from different parts of the world, and it,
Hmm.
like, matches all together and creates the opportunity for different ideas, different new approaches, innovation, and so on. So
Yeah.
that would be the answer.
Yeah, and I actually like the opportunity that this brings for diversity within the team, and I think this opens the ground for so much more brainstorming, because again, there's some strategy that maybe people implement in Europe that is different from North America or Asia. I think when you combine all those knowledges, usually you can come up with a more unique, maybe
Exactly.
proposal that actually always be in the same circle and thinking the same and same and same. So that's, I think, the beauty of working with people from all across the globe. Um, Now, when it comes to finding A players, of course, we always want to find the best people, and at the same time, we also need to consider that these A players, they also want to work with the best company. So it goes both ways. So what I mean by this is, like, we as a company, we also need to be put in a position to basically have our best face forward when actually pitching ourselves as a company to them, because they also want to work for somebody that actually can give them opportunity, a nice career, a nice resume, etc. And basically that brings me to my question, which is how we as a company, when looking for A players, um, can make the best of ourselves when it comes to positioning ourselves as a company. Maybe you can give us some tips, because again, why should this A player actually come to work with us instead of the other company? Yeah.
I can start on that, and Anna, I think you have a lot to share as well. But
Yeah.
uh, first thing, be yourself.
Mm.
Not try to be to appear what you are not. Be yourself, and you will find people that, again, match your vision, uh, actually sell your vision in a way. For example, any Amazon seller, when they are starting their journey on Amazon, right? They think
Yeah.
about the product that they will have in the end. So they are making sure that this fits some need on the market, that the product has great packaging, great listing, A plus images, and so on and so forth. And without that, they are not even starting to advertise. So it has good reviews and so on and so forth. So the same, you should be in the same way approaching hiring people and involving people to your team. So tell them why your company is best. And I'm pretty sure if you're surviving in this super competitive world nowadays, it means that it's for a reason. So
Hmm.
this reason should be properly communicated, be it your job description, be it your company website, be it your just LinkedIn page, right? So communicate the reason why you exist, why you're the best, what are you bringing to this world. And these A players, they will be tempted, because A players, they are not looking just for a paycheck. This is not an A player. The A player is looking for a place to thrive, for a fulfillment, to contribute, and to grow with the team.
Yes, totally
Anna?
agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that, Vincenzo, thank you so much for asking this amazing question, because this is not something that people usually think of. And really remarkable. And yeah, thumbs up for that,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's very important because we always think about, yeah, we want to hire people and they should come to us just for the sake of we giving money to them. But actually, sometimes we need to understand that they're also looking for their future, for their career, and we also should be preparing for that and making sure we put our best cards on the table so we can actually attract the best talent. So yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you consider A players and as any other, like, people you want to hire, first of all, as people, right? So again, it's about communication. So when you think about, like, how do I hire a player, this is really the first question that you have to answer, at least to yourself. Why should they come to work to you? So unless you have that question, you'd better, like, take your time and think again. So you
Yeah,
really have to understand, because as Oksana was sharing, you will have to sell this vision. If you don't sell it, there will be another company that will sell their vision.
for
So
sure.
it's
For
very
sure.
important.
Now, so we can start concluding today's episode, and people can get some actionable tips as well when it comes to getting started with this journey of finding A players. Can you maybe share based on your experience and or your basically journey so far when it comes to finding A players? When it comes to tips, like maybe some actionable tips that you can give, or some advice, like what are some of the key things you would advise to an entrepreneur to use when looking for A players to implement so they find the right people? Yeah.
So, probably just to sum it up. So, first, like, really take your time to understand who you need to hire.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then, like, do your research or talk to other people to understand where you can hire such talent. And then, be, like, prepared to invest time. And basically, yeah, just do it, because it's a process, like hiring, as any other process within any other company. It's time consuming, and it's very important, because based on the people you hire, the success of your business will crucially depend on it. And the mistakes, so you mentioned, like, earlier in our discussion, that sometimes people hire people, then they have to fire because it was a wrong hire, and then they just get into this vicious cycle. So
Mm-hmm.
important to note here that it's tons of money. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just time, it's lost opportunities, it's time invested into trainings. It's a lot of loss, let's put it
Yeah.
that way. So yeah, basically be prepared, and then just work on it. And you will eventually find the A players. And
Awesome.
yeah,
Thank you.
Oksana,
Yeah,
you
I would like to add in terms of tips, just as for any other process in your business, don't take it as something like, okay, I can do it Friday afternoon,
Yeah.
and and that's it.
Just
It's
rush it.
normally,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is what normally happens, because you're so overloaded with your other business tasks that you kind of neglect this. So this is the first tip. Second tip: build your kind of profile scorecard of your ideal candidate and follow that. Don't
Okay.
rush, but never take too long to take decision. Oh, I'm gonna see another candidate next week, maybe.
Yeah.
Great candidates never stay on the market for a long time. Never.
Yeah.
It's just believe me, it's true. So don't rush, but don't take too long, and be take a second opinion. Have someone, be it a member of your team, be it another hiring manager, be it your peer or subordinate, just
Hmm.
to have a second opinion on the candidate when you are interviewing. And don't rush on the interview. Take a couple of hours, couple of interviews to talk to the person, to dig into the questions, to really understand if this is the real match. That's
Awesome.
on the tip side.
Good. Thank you very much, both of you, for the tips. And I want to now use this opportunity as well to thank you for being on the show. I think the knowledge share was amazing. I hope this helps a lot of, the founders and entrepreneurs in general that into this journey of expanding their team to use this advice. And also, I'm pretty sure a lot of people now is exciting and interesting to reaching out to both of you to maybe use your company, because your company, that's what they specializes on finding A players. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about how people can find you and maybe your information if you want to share. So I'll make sure I put it down in the description so for listeners and everybody watching can get in contact with you. Yeah.
Sure, sure. So basically, we are happy to help. And you can reach out to us through our website, which is www.scalejet.com. And you can also find us with Oxana on LinkedIn. Um, I guess people can see our names
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
So
they can
it's,
see them. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
No, no need to spell that. Yeah, well, reach out any way that you would like to. We are happy to help. Let it be hiring if you're looking for hiring help, or it's you would like to get a second opinion on
Hmm.
what is not currently working in your team, any people related issue, HR related issue. We are more than happy to help. So yeah, I guess this
Awesome.
is it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate both of your time, and yeah, I'm gonna make sure I put all the information down in the description so people can find it. In the meantime, yeah, looking forward to have you on a future episode, and thank you once again. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much,
Give it to you as
Vincenzo.
Bye bye.
well. Yeah,
See ya.
it's
Bye.
a
Bye.
pleasure.